Hi everyone, my name is Nomkosi Kulugama. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is day 2 of spiritual laws that Nomkosi Kulugama lives by. Yesterday I introduced faith, living by faith, as one of my principles, and ngacaphuna lapha kumaHebheru 11 verse 1, ngacaphuna lapha kwabaseKorinte besibili 5 verse 7. Ngase ngithi nje thasike nakwezinye indawo. So today, still relying on starting with one biblical verse. Today I want to talk about this is my favorite verse, guys. I mean, all my spiritual laws, these key spiritual laws that I live by, they are part of my favorite verses because I live by them. I need them every day. So I need them every day. So they end up becoming my favorite verses, ne? All right. So here, what is the verse? Okay. So here the title is Living an Expectant Life. Okay. Living an Expectant Life. But actually, if you see the verse that I've taken this principle from, it's not primarily you reap what you sow, because when you sow, then you reap, then you expect, and then that it becomes part of it. But it is from the book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 13. I'm going to read it in the English and Zulu version. Iti, brethren, I count myself, sorry, I'm too excited. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. Okay. And then in Zulu we say, bazalwane angisho ukuthi mina uqobo sengikubambile, kepha kunye engikwenzayo, ngikhohlwa okungasemuva, ngizelulela kokungaphambili. Okay. So, ngiyalithanda leli verse. I love this verse, guys, and the reason why I love it is because it keeps me going. Okay. Let me I'll give you a few keywords that I'm able to make from this verse. 1, for me, it speaks to humility. Okay. 2, for me, it speaks of a vision. 3, for me, it speaks of continuous work. 4, for me, it speaks of focus. 5, it speaks of forgiveness. 6, it speaks of being expectant. And actually, when it comes to forgiveness, we can say humility / forgiveness. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I did say that scripture that everybody knows and uses. And then also that you reap what you sow. It is a spiritual principle that most of the people live by, or that most of the people understand, or that is easily applicable in people's lives. Okay. All right. So, but in my case, with this Philip 3:13 one, so when the author of this book writes, obviously they start by saying brethren, which is a very specific target audience. And then it says, I count myself not to have apprehended. In my own translation, it says, I'm not saying that I have won. I'm not saying that I have succeeded, says the author. This is my own interpretation. I'm not saying that I'm there. I'm not there yet. However, there is only one thing that I do. It says, I forget what is in the past. I focus on what is before me. Okay, so now let me try and apply these words. So when it says, brethren, specified target audience, like I said, and then when it says, I don't consider myself to be there already, for me it speaks of humility. Okay, it speaks of humility. So I'm always going to humble myself. I'm going to keep myself here because there are people who have done there are people who have done way much more than me. There are people who have achieved way much more than me. They are really if I'm nice, there are people who are nicer than me. If I'm friendly, there are people who are friendlier than me. And if I'm a hard worker, there are people who work harder than me. If I have money, then there are people who have more money than me. So I don't count myself as having won the race, as having conquered. Okay, so we're talking of somebody here who had walked a good walk of faith, yeah, but he's humbling himself to say, I'm not saying that I'm there, regardless of all these good things, regardless of all these letters and all this evidence that I've collected for you guys and taught you guys, the teachings that I've shared with you guys. I'm not saying that I'm there. So for me, that is humility. And then he says, there's one thing that I do, which for me speaks of focus. I don't try to do 1,000 things. I don't try to win 1,000 people. I'm like, if a few people can hear me, if a few people can relate to my content, that satisfies me. So I'm like very focused. I'm not trying to be loved by everybody necessarily. Obviously, I'm going to stay true to myself. And then, okay, if you love that, then great. Yeah, but I'm quite focused in what I want out of life in general. So if there's one thing that I do, okay. And then it says, forgetting those things which are behind. Okay, this for me is very important. Forgetting those things which are behind. Again, so in life, I could have done like really bad things. Okay, I could have really done bad things, which need forgiveness. Okay, I'll pray for forgiveness, but I will also not always hold myself down because I've done really bad things in life. Okay, at some stage I need to forgive myself, and after having asked for forgiveness from God, and move on. Yeah, just forgetting that which is behind, because it's the past. Yeah, those are the negative things. But I like to turn it around and say, even if it's not negative things, even if you've never killed anybody in life, even if you've never, I don't know, done anything really bad to people, even if it's positive things, for me, I say, if let's say in 2024, I wanted to have 5,000 rands as my savings in my bank account, and then I'm able to do that. When the following year starts, this verse to me, it's still gonna be applicable. I'm gonna say, forgetting those things which are in the past, which are successes, which are good things, which are positive things. So I might have done wonders for people. I want to like praising me this side and that side. Something that does not allow me to have a pride. Yeah, is that verse which says, I forget that which is behind. So like I said, even if it's something negative, I ask for forgiveness, I'm being forgiven, or maybe I'm not being forgiven, but I don't hold myself down because of yesterday's negativity. And even if it's positive things, I'm not going to forever want to be, I don't know, thanked. I'm not going to be thanked or appreciated. Not like, okay, maybe those are the wrong words, but like, I don't want to, okay, let's say this in Zulu. I don't want to be like, be put on a pedestal all the time as somebody who has done their nice things, their good things, because there's always more good things that I can do. So if I hold on, to just those good things, I'm gonna have pride. So for me, it's a sign of humility to say, I'm not holding on to things of the past. When they are positive, I appreciate them and I move on. I challenge myself to do even more. If they are negative, obviously there are more reasons for me to forgive myself, to be able to move on. But the point is moving on. Us moving on, guys. Let's move on. Okay, so if there's one thing that I do, I forget that which is behind me. And reaching forth to the things which are before me, which obviously speaks of continuous work. You are always at work. You're always working on yourself, working on your project, working on your hustle. You're forever working. And then, but okay, so there's a vision, working on something that is before you, something that is a goal that you have not achieved, something that is a destination that you want to reach, whether it's a spiritual destination, whether it's something tangible that you want to achieve, whatever it may be, even if it's just it's like working on yourself, working in your inner self. What you are irritable and people have told you, and you can also notice it. So you're like, no, I want to change. So you are working on yourself. It needs continuous work. Okay, so this verse for me, it is in that way that I really, really, really like it, because as you have kind of heard how I tried to describe it, how it is applicable to me, how I translate it, how I interpret it, like multifaceted. You see, it is multifaceted, and it keeps me going. It allows me not to, if I'm down, I can't stay down, because there is a tomorrow, there is a better day to do. Tomorrow is going to be a better day, there's a better future, but also there's work that needs to be done. There's work that needs to be done. There are goals to be reached, there are goals to be achieved, there are destinations to be reached. Yabo kunezinto ekusafuneka sizenze nje empilweni. You are never really there. Mina, this is what I think, and this is what I feel, and this is how I live my life. Ukuthi kuwo konke okuhle engikona nengikwenzayo, nokuwo konke okubi engikona nengikwenzayo, ngiyakhohlwa kodwa. Probably this is why ngumuntu ongenawo amaqhubu. I'm not somebody who holds grudges, and really, maybe it's really because of this verse, because like, how can I hold on to the past? I don't do that. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I mean, in this verse, like in this continuous work and looking forward to something bigger, it speaks of it discipline, it speaks of it continuous work, it speaks of hard work, it speaks of the concept which we kind of highlighted yesterday of reaping what you sow. Yeah, ngoba seFilipi 3:13 yalithanda kakhulu leli verse, liyangiphilisa, liyangiphilela, ngiphila ngalo, living an expectant life. Because there's more to it than what we have gained, than what we have seen, than what we have experienced. Once again, thank you so much for watching the channel. Thank you for engaging in the comments. And ngiyabonga. Thank you so much for subscribing. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of you subscribe. And I'm looking forward to seeing you more in the comments. And I'm looking forward to seeing you liking the videos more. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.